Good morning, afternoon, evening. Not my usual time for those of you that are watching on Facebook and Instagram to do one of my Inner Goddess team videos. Just the way the week has worked. So, and obviously, those of you that are watching on YouTube, where this will be posted tomorrow, doesn't really matter when I'm doing it. So I'm Deborah Roth from Spirited Living and back again. I've been taking a break once a month with my my goddess exploration, my divinely feminine journey into really looking with, playing with, embracing, embodying the divinely feminine qualities that we all have within us. And when you go to the YouTube videos, there's a point somewhere, probably in the first 5 minutes or so, where you can click on a button there that will give you more information about what I mean when I'm talking about the divine feminine. Basically, those qualities of honoring our intuition, our emotions, cooperation, collaboration. It's all those things that get deemed in a patriarchy to be weaknesses when actually they are incredible power sources. And the goddesses from all around the world, and all you need to do is go back and look through some of my old, I think now hundreds maybe of videos, to see that around the world, some of the qualities, no single goddess embodies all of the qualities. Some goddesses are more about honoring your intuition. Other ones are more about celebrating the home or all kinds of things. The one that that I'm addressing today is, because we are in the middle, as I share this with you, of the month of January, is Jana, the Roman goddess Jana, and it's actually who the month of January was named after. She was the consort, the partner of Janus, who, frankly, I'd heard of Janus before. I had not heard of Jana. Isn't that often the case with some of these very all-powerful gods that take up all the oxygen? Jana was his consort, and like Janus, she also had two faces. She had one that looked to the past and one that looks to the future. So how perfect is that for January? She was a moon goddess. Janus represented the sun, and Jana represents the moon. And so she shines a light. It's interesting. One place that I read about her name means luminous light. And like the light of the full moon will shine your path ahead and infuse you with the insight and the wisdom to see what's next and to know what you need to let go of. In this case, in the month of January, what we need to let go of from the month before. Another one of the sources that I looked at said that Janus, the word Janus, which is Jana's consort, her partner, means doorway or threshold or gate. And aren't we, we abide by that's what we go by now, the Roman calendar, where the year starts in January. And isn't this a threshold month? So I'm bringing in Jana, because of this being her namesake month, but also because she is depicted. She's often depicted, she's depicted with the moon, and I, being a Cancer, ruled by the moon, I always connect, I always vibe with the moon goddesses. She's often depicted with wolves, and in some Native American traditions, the full moon in January, which was about a week and a half ago, is called the wolf moon, because that was a time when the wolves were most heard howling. And once upon a time, before we learned as much as we know about wolves, it was thought that that's when they were hungry. But now we know that that's how they locate each other. That's how they communicate with each other, is through their howling. Now, we're past the full moon, but Jana is not just a full moon goddess. I actually found this beautiful representation of her. I don't know how well you can see her, but she is with a crescent moon, which is more appropriate for this week, because the Aquarius new moon is coming up on this Saturday, January 21st. And So any moon magic, any lunar work that you do, and the whole month of January is a powerful time to do some of that two-faced looking, like Jana reminds us, looking back to the last year and what it is that we need to let go of, what negative patterns, what toxic relationships do we need to release from the year before in order, looking forward, to make space for whatever is going to come next. What is it that I want to manifest in the new year? We actually did that. Always, when I do my new moon circles, I do a virtual one and a live one now. Just started doing virtual ones in September of 2022. And in the virtual new moon circle that we did in December, we did candle magic, which I didn't do a live one because it was too close to Christmas. So we're going to do candle magic at if you're in New York City or anywhere in the New York area, we're doing candle magic to set our intentions for the new year this coming Sunday on January 22nd. However, if you're not in New York and you'd like some guidance about what candle magic is and how you can use it to do this forward visioning, which is so apropos. I always do candle magic sometime in, mid-December to mid-January, depending on, how the new moon falls, to really help us to do some releasing work and then to create space for what it is that we want to create going forward. So I would invite you to create some sacred space for yourself, to journal about what it is that you want to let go of, to write it on a piece of paper or flash paper. If you've never found flash paper before, it's a really powerful, cool way. I've used it a lot of times in my women's circles. Well, and actually I've done it in like some corporate trainings too, because it's just so funky. It almost looks like tissue paper, and you write what it is that you want to get rid of, and then you touch just a touch of flame to it, and it poofs and disappears completely. It's like a flash of water. It's what magicians use when they want to create a flash in their magic shows. And it's a very visceral way of releasing, of getting rid of whatever it is that you want to. And then to write out, and then you can, again, carve into a candle, which is what candle magic is. And every time you light the candle, that's when you release your wishes and your dreams to the world. So there are lots of different ways. I would also invite you, I have a really wonderful, and I've never shared it here apparently. I have a really fun chant that has great hand movements and more than hand movements with it, that I'll share with you before we sign off, that is kind of catchy and really fun to do if you have a circle, and if you've got a bunch of women. I just had one of my women's groups here this Sunday, and we did a lot of good visioning work. So I'm going to share that with you in just a minute. There's a beautiful Apache prayer that I found that is so perfect for this Jana time of transition, of initiation, of looking forward as we also look back, which is what Jana is about. This is the Apache prayer. Looking behind, I am filled with gratitude. Looking forward, I'm filled with vision. Looking upward, I'm filled with strength. Looking within, I discover peace. And so it is. Isn't that beautiful? I'll include that when this ends up on YouTube tomorrow. I'll include that prayer in there. You could bring that into if you haven't done a lot of New Year's visioning yet, you could bring that into your sacred space and make that part of it too. So I think what I will do, is there anything else I want to tell you about Jana? No. Oh, okay. And this is the other one. Because she is a moon goddess, and the color associated with the moon is silver. So if you want to do some invocation of Jana yourself, wear silver jewelry. I mean, I always have my little, especially the week that I have, I'm such a moon mama. The week that I have one of my new moon circles, I have my little crescent moon. And then, hello, Susan. Great to see you. I have my crescent moon. And then I have a moonstone that some clients gave me, a couple that I married a couple years ago. That's a full, beautiful one. I like to wear that during the full moon, so my necklaces change. But wear something, the more you really embrace the energy of this divinely feminine connection, it connects you both to those qualities that I mentioned before within you. And of course, for me, the whole reason that I do this is that I believe very passionately that by awakening those within us and sharing them with others, that's how we change the world. I know that sounds a little lofty, but that literally to bring back these qualities of deep connection, of honoring our emotions, of honoring our intuition, are all the ways that we can create a peaceful, balanced world. So normally we do this standing up, this sweet chant that I'm going to share with you. But I don't know that I could stand up and still do this. So I'll do the best I can while I'm sitting down, but you'll get the gist of it. The words are, and this is a perfect one for the beginning of the year, let it begin with each step we take, or I take, if you're just doing it yourself, and let it begin with each change we make. Let it begin with each chain we break. So that's the letting go piece, right? And let it begin every time we awake. And when you do this in a circle, the first line, let it begin with each step we take, everybody takes a step to the right. So it goes like this. And when those of you who have chanted with me before live or here know that when I talk about chants, it's like a verbal, it's like a vocal meditation. And spiritual traditions around the world chant in different ways. So when you do this, I always say the idea with chanting is that you just sing it over and over and over until you think you can't sing it anymore, and then you keep singing it. And that's the point. When you cross the limit, here we are crossing a threshold in January with Jana. You cross the limit from the mundane world into the magical world. Isn't that fun? Sorry about that. So these are the words. This is the song that goes with it. Let it begin with each step. That's the step we take, and let it begin with each change we make, and let it begin with each change. Let it begin every time we awake. Can you see my arms are up in the air? When you do that in a circle, you can hang on to your circle sisters and brothers, I guess, to their arms as well when you do it. So it goes like this. Let it begin with each step we take, and let it begin with each change we make, and let it begin with each chain we break, and let it begin every time we awake. Oh, let it begin with each step we take, and let it begin with each change we make, and let it begin with each chain we break, and let it begin every time we awake. And you just keep doing it until the spirit moves you to stop. So I invite you to just play with a bunch of these and see what comes up, what resonates with you, to mark this January for Jana energy and allow her to, wonderful to see you, Susan, allow her to guide you on your face to the past, letting go, and your face to 2023, visioning what you want next for you. Please follow me, comment, pass the word so we can get this divinely feminine energy out there in the world. Check out, I do a much longer description of all this stuff on my YouTube channel, which is just Deborah Roth. You go there and you'll find me, Inner Goddess Team, hashtag Inner Goddess Team. Thanks so much for joining me, and look forward to the next time. Bye for now.